Um, One of the biggest water quality issues for the city is stormwater runoff. Every time it rains, the water hits all of our paved surfaces and our rooftops, and it washes off into a local stream and then out into Lake Erie, and it doesn't go to a water treatment plant. So that's one of the biggest issues affecting our water quality in Lake Erie, our drinking water, is all the rainwater that washes off our urban paved surfaces.
A watershed is simply what it sounds like. It's land that drains water to some river, some lake, or some stream somewhere. No matter where you are, home, work, school, grandma's house in Illinois somewhere, you're in a watershed somewhere. Somewhere, you know, the land is going to drain water. Water comes from the sky since the beginning of time, hits the ground, drains downhill, and it's going to collect. It's going to accumulate in some part of the water cycle, you know, a puddle. A puddle can move like this one does, the stream does. So no matter where you are in a watershed, the land that drains the water is a watershed itself. And usually it all connects with, you know, the stream and where the contours of the earth is. And they all, in a place like Cleveland, where there are a lot of hills, a lot of separate little streams, they are a different watershed.
There's a subject about whether you should drink tap water or bottled water. What is safest? Well, we actually have a very clean water supply in Lake Erie and from the Cleveland Division of Water that serves most of Cuyahoga County. So I recommend not wasting your money on very expensive bottled water. Sometimes it's more convenient if you're going somewhere to take some bottled water, but you can reuse that bottle and just fill it up at your tap. You know, we have a large city water supply from Cleveland that's tested every day with the most rigorous scientific testing. And Lake Erie, where they draw the water from, the intakes are many miles offshore. It's a very clean and stable water supply. So we're actually really lucky in Cleveland to have a very good public water system.
Some people are really engaged in this kind of stuff, but you know, with everything else, these people who live in all of our neighborhoods have a lot of other issues that take priority. It's feeding their families, it's taking care of their other issues, you know, it's health, stuff like that. And so water quality tends to take a lower priority and takes a higher little bit of awareness of those issues. Once people become aware of those issues, particularly around food, you know, people eat fish, they want to eat fish from Lake Erie, they want to play in water, and they want to go and do some stuff, use the Great Lakes as a recreation place and a place of sustenance. So as we make people aware of the water quality issues, then of course people have an aha moment and say, yeah, okay, you know, water quality is very important. Buckeye Woodland is a very unique watershed as well because it is on the edge of the dome, not quite in Garden Valley or the Kingsbury Run watershed. It's kind of like right in the middle. So it has a little bit of Dome Brook watershed, a little bit of Kingsbury Run watershed. We spent some time with those guys around understanding how those two watersheds work. The Dome Brook is an open watershed. It's one of the last open urban streams in the country. Most streams in the country in the urban settings are underground in culverts like Kingsbury Run is. Which, you know, Kingsbury runs down through Garden Valley, all that area. But Dome Brook is open, and so we have this very unique place where we have these two watersheds working together. And people need to recognize that even though a watershed or a stream is underground, it still affects water quality downstream. It still can flood, it still can affect people's basements, and of course then their livelihoods and their health. So it's something we spend some time educating people around.
People also have lots of questions about whether it's safe to swim on our Lake Erie beaches in Northeast Ohio. That's a really good question. There's been a lot of research on just how safe the water is for swimming. And the big issue is bacteria that flows into the lake when it rains. A lot of our sewer system in the older urban areas is still connected directly to the lake, so when it rains, those sewers flush a lot of the sewage and all the dirty, you know, crud that's on our streets, and you know, whether it's dog droppings or anything else, that stuff gets washed right into our local streams, say like Dome Brook, for example, that flows through University Circle and out into the lake. And then after a heavy rain, those sewers flush and those streams flush all that polluted stormwater out into the lake, and then for a couple of days after a heavy rainfall, it's not safe to swim because there's high bacteria levels in the lake. But after a couple of days, those bacteria levels go back down, and the lake is actually a pretty clean place to go swimming.
You know, like I said before, we live in a great place, Cleveland, because we have access to Lake Erie, and it's free. It's an opportunity to go out there and recreate, spend some time looking at the beautiful lake that we have. You just need to go out there. You can find fish out there. Sure, you shouldn't eat all the time every day because of where the water quality is, but get out there and have some fun with it.